Welcome to this explainer. Today we're unpacking something truly massive. We're talking about the incredible scale, the deep-rooted myths, and the captivating mysteries surrounding the Sri Venkateswara temple in Tirumala, which most of the world just knows as Tirupati. This isn't just some old physical structure sitting on top of a hill, it's an absolute titan of devotion. It's this wild intersection where ancient cosmic legends meet literal billion-dollar modern realities. And if that wasn't enough, we're also going to look at some unexplainable scientific anomalies that totally challenge our understanding of the physical world. So whether you're a history buff, an economics nerd, or someone fascinated by ancient texts, the story of this one specific location is going to completely blow your mind. Okay, let's dive into this by trying to wrap our heads around the sheer economic scale of this place. Because honestly, the numbers are absolutely staggering. Based on our source material, the estimated net worth of the Tirumala temple stands at an eye-watering 2.5 lakh crores. To put that into perspective for us, this wealth includes 10,250 kilograms of pure gold, just safely sitting in bank deposits. Plus, there's another 2,500 kilograms of intricate gold jewelry. And get this, a real estate portfolio of 960 physical properties spread all over India. We are looking at an absolute powerhouse of centralized, enduring wealth.
Now, when you bring up immense temple wealth, you might immediately think of the famous Padmanabhaswamy temple down in Kerala. Back in 2011, when they finally opened those secret underground vaults, the whole world was stunned to find an estimated 1.80 lakh crores in locked away ancient treasure. But actually, Tirumala completely surpasses it. How is that possible? Well, it's because Tirumala's wealth isn't just sitting in some sealed-off vault gathering dust, it's a dynamic, living revenue stream. The daily influx of massive donations and the continuous devotion of millions of people make it an actively growing financial ecosystem. It literally secures its spot at the very top of earthly wealth.
But right alongside all that highly visible wealth lies a profound, almost cinematic mystery. According to some incredibly fascinating claims in our source texts, there are these ongoing rumors of a secret hidden underground structure directly beneath the main Tirumala temple. Some accounts, and we're talking about mentions from former head priests here, point to a hidden temple that's at least 300 years old. Even crazier, some mythological claims suggest it could be thousands of years older than that, possibly housing a much smaller 40-inch deity. It's a detail that totally pivots how we see this place. It goes from being this widely public, heavily visited institution to essentially a layered archaeological puzzle just waiting to be cracked.
Section 1. Puranic Origins and Cosmic Legends.
And this brilliantly illustrates the incredible intersection between modern astronomy and ancient texts. Check this out. Our source points out a truly striking parallel. So, in 2011, NASA discovered this colossal, universe-sized body of water floating 12 billion light-years away. We're talking about a water mass containing roughly 140 trillion times the water of Earth's oceans. Astonishingly, ancient Puranic legends describe something very, very similar. They talk about a massive cosmic ocean where the Earth was once plunged into complete darkness and chaos by a powerful demon named Hiranyanaksha, creating a literal universe-scale crisis.
Let's move to and see how this builds into the legend we know today. According to the texts, after Hiranyaksha dragged the earth down into this primordial abyss, a divine intervention was desperately needed. So Lord Vishnu took the form of Vaharaswamy, this massive, fierce boar avatar. In this form, he fought the demon, dramatically rescued the earth from the depths of that cosmic ocean, and then, after all that heavy lifting, chose to settle on earth to rest. And the specific tranquil spot he chose? Venkata Hill. This sequence is absolutely crucial because it establishes the very ground of Tirumala not just as a nice place to pray, but as the literal site of cosmic salvation.
But the story of the main deity we actually see there today, Srinivasa, comes a bit later in the timeline. The source text recounts this famous lore about Bhrigu Maharshi. He was a sage tasked with testing the trinity of supreme gods to see who was, well, the most supreme. During his test, Bhrigu arrogantly walks up and kicks Lord Vishnu directly in the chest. Now, because Vishnu's chest is the sacred abode of goddess Lakshmi, she was deeply insulted, and she was probably even more furious at Vishnu's famously calm, forgiving reaction to the kick. So, in a state of intense anger, she storms off, departs for Earth, and eventually settles in Kolhapur. Vishnu, completely unable to bear the separation, descends to Earth himself, taking the human-like form of Srinivasa, to endlessly search for her.
Now, here's where it all comes together. The crucial point is how this ancient lore connects directly back to those billions of dollars we were just talking about. While wandering the earth, Srinivasa eventually falls deeply in love with Padmavati, the beautiful daughter of a local king. But to fund a grand, divine wedding fitting for a powerful king's daughter, Srinivasa is basically broke. So he takes out a massive cosmic loan from Kubera, the god of wealth himself. The legend says Srinivasa promised to repay this immense debt, along with heavily compounding interest naturally, until the very end of the current age, known as the Kali Yuga. And guys, that is the exact theological driver behind the temple's modern economy. Millions of devotees are donating daily, essentially pooling their hard-earned cash to help their lord pay off his ancient cosmic wedding debt. How amazing is that?
Section 2. Surviving Empires and Real-World History.
So while those mythological origins perfectly explain the intense devotion, the physical temple itself had to survive a very brutal, very real world. Over the centuries, Tirumala wasn't just some peaceful, isolated retreat. It was a highly coveted target for advancing armies. The texts document these major existential threats, starting with intense Mughal military incursions sweeping across the region. Later on, there was a highly specific invasion led by a commander named Ali, which was famously and strategically halted right at the treacherous foothills, a place still known today as Alapiri. And then, as the centuries turned and the empires changed, the temple administration had to carefully navigate the highly extractive policies of British colonial rule, constantly playing defense to ensure the main deity and the amassed wealth weren't just scooped up by foreign powers.
And surviving all of that wasn't just about luck, geography, or even divine intervention. Sometimes it required hard earthly currency. The source reveals this striking historical record, where exactly 2 lakh rupees, 200,000 rupees, was gathered by the temple's protectors and paid directly to British authorities. Now, back then, that was an absolute fortune, and it was paid purely to protect the physical temple from being dismantled, seized, or destroyed by the colonial power. I think it really highlights the incredible practical lengths that devotees and administrators went to just to preserve the site through some incredibly volatile eras.
Section 3. The Enigma of the 9-Foot Idol. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it sets us up for the unexplainable physical properties of the main deity itself.
The source text dives into the totally baffling scientific anomalies of this specific stone idol. First off, it stands exactly 9 feet tall, a massive, imposing presence inside the inner sanctum. But the true enigma is its physical resilience. For centuries, this idol has been consistently subjected to intense rituals using raw camphor, also known as pacha karpuram. From a purely chemical standpoint, raw camphor is highly reactive and volatile. I mean, if you applied that stuff to normal granite or standard stone over long periods, the chemical reactions would inevitably cause the stone to severely erode, pit, crack, and eventually break down entirely. Yet this specific stone idol endures these harsh chemical applications day after day, century after century, completely defying the standard, scientifically expected laws of deterioration. It makes absolutely no sense, but it's happening. So, what does this all mean? As we wrap up this explainer, we're left looking at a phenomenon that is entirely unique. Think about it. You have a physical idol that scientifically defies the standard laws of chemical erosion. You have a physical structure that survived the world's most aggressive empires through brilliant earthly strategy and heavy financial sacrifice. And you have an active, living legend of a cosmic debt that literally drives billions of dollars in modern-day devotion. How does one single site on one single hill so seamlessly bridge the ancient and the modern, the spiritual and the scientific? It's a profound question, and that enduring mystery is exactly why Tirupati continues to captivate millions around the globe. Thank you so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.